Here with the Magic was recorded before a live virtual studio audience.
Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Here with the Magic. I'm Jason Knapp. On today's show, we're headed to EPCOT's World Showcase for an in-depth exploration of the China Pavilion, and I'm excited to show you why it's one of my favorites. Next, we're making a splash in the Briar Patch and finding our Laughin Place over in the Magic Kingdom as we experience Splash Mountain. Then it's back to EPCOT Center and the other side of World Showcase Lagoon, where the China Pavilion plays host to what I consider to be one of the best and often overlooked stores in Walt Disney World, House of Good Fortune. We'll breathe in the invigorating Pacific Ocean breeze for this week's Community Connection as we find a moment to escape to Northern California, courtesy of Chris Blagg. Then, as night falls over the most magical place on Earth, we'll head over to Disney's Hollywood Studios for a nighttime projection show on the majestic Chinese theater, Disney Movie Magic. Finally, we'll close out the show at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, where towering pine trees shade the boat dock overlooking Bay Lake, and where we find a moment of calm to reflect, to feel renewed, and to just be here with the magic. But first, pack your bags and grab your passport because we're headed to Canada in Epcot's World Showcase. From the castle-like hotel to cascading waterfalls and some of the most beautiful gardens in all of Walt Disney World, this pavilion, so often overlooked by passersby, is perfect for enjoying a peaceful stroll and a quiet moment of joy and discovery. Canada has a vastly diverse geographic landscape, and its cultural diversity mirrors that spectrum. The Imagineers considered nature to be the essential thematic focal point of this beautiful country, and so the pavilion primarily showcases the natural landscape, including that of the Canadian Rockies and British Columbia. But the Canada Pavilion also pays homage to many of the cultures you would find when visiting the different Canadian provinces, including that of its native Indigenous tribes, French-Canadian style and architecture, as well as the Scottish influences of the Maritimes. Interestingly, the pavilion was originally meant to include a small forest, and it looks so cool. Disney went as far as to place a number of trees. However, the project's Imagineers never thought that the forced perspective looked quite right, and so they scrapped the forest element. The pavilion hosts 3 native totem poles, the tallest being 30 feet high. 2 are made of fiberglass, 1 is carved out of real wood. They were designed and sculpted by the British Columbian artist David Boxley, whose work was inspired by his indigenous ancestors. The eagle totem pole tells one of Boxley's favorite cultural tales, in which a boy finds an eagle caught in a net on a beach and frees it. Years later, when hunger strikes the boy's tribe, he walks on the same beach, only to find the eagle there, waiting for him with food, paying him back for his earlier kindness. The whale totem pole depicts the tale of the first potlatch, and it was carved right here in the pavilion, which created a memorable experience for guests who were visiting during that time. Situated within the representation of this native Indian village is the Trading Post and Northwest Mercantile, which are actually one large store. but they have two themed entrances. These stores depict the influence of the indigenous people of Canada's northwest coast, and also call to mind the rugged frontiersmen, trappers, prospectors, loggers, and traders of both French and English descent, who blazed the trail north and westward through the uncharted wilderness. Housewares and rustic supplies adorn the walls, giving you the sense that pioneers from days long ago could show up at any minute. The shops also feature fun, Canadian-themed apparel, wildlife plush, and a drink counter at the back of the trading post. The centerpiece of the pavilion is the Hotel du Canada, modeled after the Fairmont Chateau Laurier. This structure is nostalgic, harkening back to the inception of the Canadian Railroad and the hotels that sprang up along their routes as they pursued further frontiers in the vast territory. The Laurier was commissioned by Grand Trunk Railway President Charles Melville Hayes, who tragically perished on the RMS Titanic just weeks before the hotel's scheduled opening. Canada's historic influences are dramatically represented in this little village. One side of the street has a very French-Canadian feel, while the other is representative of the English and Maritime provinces. Can you tell which is which? This area is also one of my very favorite places in Epcot to just get away from the hustle and bustle and relax. Here we are reminded that nature remains a paramount theme of the Canada Pavilion. Just beyond the village, we find a majestic 30-foot waterfall cascading down the pavilion's representation of the Canadian Rockies of Alberta and British Columbia. Note the use of forced perspective here to allow the mountain to appear larger. We follow the winding steps into a narrow canyon and on to Salmon Island. Adjacent to Salmon Island is the Maple Leaf Mine, which hosts the queue area for the Circle Vision film O Canada, as well as an entrance point for the seasonal festival hall. The mine shaft recalls Canada's Klondike era, featuring old mine picks, shovels, and lanterns. The mine is a reference to an actual mine in Nova Scotia, known as Moosehead. While most of the year the theater features a cinematic journey across the Canadian provinces, today we find it converted into Appleseed Orchard, serving ciders and other apple-centric treats. The canyon area is a hidden gem, something you have to purposefully seek out. While it serves as an accessible point to the theater queue, most guests pass by the pavilion without any knowledge of this wonderful escape from the Florida sun. The pavilion's Victoria Gardens were inspired by the famous Butchart Gardens near Victoria, British Columbia. In 1904, husband and wife Robert and Jenny Butchart moved from Ontario to Vancouver Island to build a cement plant on a rich limestone deposit. As cement production exhausted the limestone deposits, Jenny envisioned a grand garden in its place and began transferring topsoil by horse and cart. Little by little, the quarry blossomed. Today, Butchart Gardens is a National Historic Site of Canada and one of Victoria's top tourist attractions. Here in the pavilion's Victoria Gardens, a row of maple trees surround the gardens in honor of the country's national symbol and tree. The gardens are the largest of all 11 World Showcase pavilions. Taking great care, Disney horticulturists acclimated the plant for 2 years before the park opened, and today, garden plantings are changed with the seasons. White flowers are planted during the winter months to emulate a snowy Canadian winter, and remain in shaded areas during the spring months, creating the illusion that they haven't melted yet. While this pavilion doesn't feature a thrill ride or extensive shopping, I actually find that to be part of its allure. The real attraction here is the opportunity to step away from the frenetic activity and into a space that invites you to simply relax and explore. And that's why I consider it to be among my top 3 favorite World Showcase pavilions. On your next visit to Epcot, please consider taking a few minutes or more to wander through this pavilion's incredibly Imagineered areas. Discover the legends and the legacy of the Great White North, and be inspired by its magnificent vistas, idyllic landscapes, and timeless beauty. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day for us to make our way to the Magic Kingdom, where we're about to join Brer Rabbit on an adventure full of twists and turns and traps, as well as, well, the occasional drop.
Watch your kids. Have a zippity-doo-dah around here. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco y cuide a los pequeñitos. Gracias. None of us ever had trouble with that. distance. That's what we know. Pretty good shows your ball. Pretty good shows your ball. How do you do? Fine, how do you? How you come on? Nice eating. Pretty good shows your ball. It's time to get shows your ball. Time to get shows your ball. How's the ball? I like the ball adventure. How's the ball? A little bit of fun now. Time to get shows your ball. Making his way to the Laughin Place. He's looking for.
Look yonder, there goes Briar Rabbit, being chased by Briar Fox and Briar Bear, as usual. Look yonder, there goes Briar Rabbit.
Hey y'all, hold up there. I must say this here was
about to place to go home, home. Come on in, give us all a grin. And your front door side, no home going. Now here's how we say
Give you hives. I'm so this is Briar Rabbit. He sure ain't laughing no more. Please don't put me in that Briar Patch. Home sweet home is the lesson today. My, oh my, born and bred in the Briar Patch, and I'm here to stay. I'm grooving, moving on now. It's where I know and praying. The Briar Patch is where I'm at. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. I'm back in my land, I'm shoveling snow.
I love the China Pavilion here at EPCOT Center, not just because of the tranquil gardens, the zen-like feel that sort of surrounds you here. Of course, there's Temple of Heaven, which is gorgeous, and the Shanghai Disneyland exhibit, which is also a lot of fun to explore. There's the Milan meet and greet that happens throughout the day, and the food, of course, the food. However, one of the things that I really love about this particular World Showcase Pavilion is to explore the grounds, yes, but also to check out the store. The store is House of Good Fortune. It tends to be overlooked, I think, by most guests. However, today is it's surprisingly busy for 11 a.m. and it kind of warms my heart to see it this busy, actually. And I can't wait to show you inside. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that it is really fun to enter the store here, the House of Good Fortune, from the various entrances. There are 3 entrances, one main entrance, one sort of like, not, I don't want to say secret, but not so used of an entrance, which I'll show you now. I'll show you in a second. But really, each entrance here has a very different feeling. There's a different architectural style surrounding the entrance as you go into the store. And the ambient sounds are different as well. As you enter the main entrance, you'll notice that there's a very just peaceful, zen-like, almost backyard feel to that space. There's birds chirping, there's wind chimes. It's just really relaxed, and it kind of sets the mood, sets the tone for your overall experience throughout the House of Good Fortune. It's just really cool that so much thought went into designing this, not just the look, but the feel of the space in a store entrance. The second entrance features a Buddha, just a giant Buddha, and it just feels more reverent, it feels more spiritual. It is kind of the heart and soul of the store. I actually hadn't thought about that until just now, but that is sort of what it is, and it is appropriately enough the part of the store that features the little statues of Buddha and other sort of Zen-like elements that you can enjoy just within the space itself, or you can take home with you. And then there's the third entrance to the House of Good Fortune, which happens to be my favorite. It's the one that is featured at the exit from Reflections of China, and I don't know why it's my favorite. It has this market feel. I think it's probably because it forces you to walk all the way to the back of the pavilion, and I just love the architecture back here and the whole feel of this space. This is where we're going to start our little tour of the House of Good Fortune. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to sort of wander through the store. And I'll sort of let you wander through the store through my eyes, as I might wander and explore the store on any normal day, and see what we discover. There might be some things that are new. I'm going to point out some of my favorite things, but we'll start here in this market area as if we were leaving Reflections of China film, and just sort of wander around, stop and note the things that I'm finding interesting here, and make note of some items you might want to check out when you visit here on your next trip to EPCOT. So right away, you notice that the market has this sort of airy feel to it, whimsical feel. The music matches the feeling. The lanterns that are above us kind of add a little, just lightheartedness to the space, as well as these little frogs, these little frog statues, which I've never been sure of their connection to China. other than maybe that's perhaps where they're made. But they are fun and they make great little gifts. There are also these really cool fans and signs, household items really. Something I've never checked out are these screens here. They mimic the large room screens that you'd see in households, but these are little like tiny screens. They're kind of cool. We have some little Buddha figurines, as well as some dragons. It's like some elephants. And now we're going to officially enter the House of Good Fortune from this market area here. Don't pass up the Good Fortune photo spot. I'm not sure if it brings you good fortune or if it's the photo spot of the House of Good Fortune. I'm not sure what the photo would be. Maybe just the flowers behind you. I don't know. And sort of in the center are these plushes of just a variety of different types of plushes. Pandas, of course. You're going to see lots of pandas. You also have, and hey, guess what? More pandas. And if you haven't had enough pandas within the first 6 feet of the store, you can head to your right and up against the back wall. Guess what? More pandas. Oh, look, they got baby pandas. Oh, not only do they have some bamboo to chew on, but they have some baby pandas. Panda plates. Who doesn't need a panda plate? Num num. And then up against the back wall, which I've never really checked out before, are the personalized chopsticks. Again, these are named items. So you can find your chopstick with your name, and you never have to wonder whether this is your chopstick or not. Let's see if they have it, Jason. Let's see. They do. One left. There's one left. So just beyond the plushes, you'll find the food items. And so this happens to be my favorite area of the store, unsurprisingly. Not because of the sweets, so they have a lot of various sweets like the mochi or machi. I don't know. I know I pronounce it incorrectly 50% of the time. It's ginger chews. There's marshmallows, candy marshmallows as well. Ginseng root. Not just healthy, it's delicious. And these little chewies, these little fruit chews, and a fruit jelly drink, which, yeah, no thank you, no thank you. But they have the chips. The chips, or as our UK friends would call them, the crisps. And this is the best part. You come in here with a friend, you decide on maybe 1 or 2 bags, like squid flavor, or you have the crayfish flavor, which is kind of like the prawn cocktail, if you're familiar with that. There's also, what is this? I don't know what this is. I don't even know what this is. Hold on. What are you? I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna have to buy that just to figure out what that is. Again, more grilled squid. You really can't get enough grilled squid. Roasted fish flavor. Roasted garlic oyster. What's this one? This is a, I don't know, hot pot kind of stuff. Oh, it looks spicy. It just looks spicy. Got some more crayfish there on the bottom. Prawn crackers. Lots of prawn crackers. Different kinds of prawn crackers. This one is barbecue flavor, but apparently it's a secret. And I'm not sure what the secret is. We might have to get that to taste it as well. And then let's see. Oh, and around this corner we have a mixture of Cheetos. It's Chinese Cheetos. I don't know what makes them different. Oh, it's chicken flavor. Oh, I wonder if it's like shake and bake. And then they have the random Lost Plush with more shake and bake Cheetos. Because that's what we're going to call them now. shake and bake Cheetos. I'm definitely coming back and buying some more of the chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them, especially the shake and bake Cheetos. There's a friend I'm getting together with in a few minutes, and they may have to suffer through some of these. I mean, enjoy some of these with me. You have this assorted tea, some of which I've never even heard. Of course, jasmine green tea, I'm familiar with. The shumai white tea, I'm not familiar with. Some loose tea as well, and various teacups, teapots. It's really a beautiful collection back here. Then, of course, are those training chopsticks, which are great, not just for kids, but any of your friends or family members who are struggling to learn. This is the place to come to get the training chopsticks, which are, kind of joined together at the end and have a little sort of spring-like feel. But after we finish with the food items, we enter that area that I called the sort of heart and soul of the space. It's definitely the soul of the space. This is a very spiritual feel to it, purposefully, of course, because the items in here are spiritually oriented. Little clay Buddhas. They have these sort of porcelain Buddhas. There's a Zen garden kit here. You'll find something similar in the Japan Pavilion as well. There's these beautiful jade items here. There's this dragon boat. There are these 2 pagodas. One big pagoda with a big price tag, one smaller pagoda with a smaller price tag. And then there's a horse down here as well. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then just behind are these wind chimes and a bird cage. If you're in the market for a bird cage. And then there's this gorgeous bonsai tree here that is flanked by these dragons. And they have assorted incense and incense holders and little baby Buddha incense burners. These little floral and animal style. There's these rocks with messages. Of course, some tiger balm, pain relieving ointment. Say that 5 times fast. And aromatic oils as well. And then after the spiritual section, of course, comes the armory, which is just interesting. And I have to assume that people do buy things here. Some of the stuff's pretty expensive. And I don't know how I feel about people buying samurai swords. Oh, it's okay. It says all decorative swords, letter openers, and dagger purchases must be shipped to your home. Well, that actually is a little reassuring. But if you're in the market for some sword fighting items or daggers, this is your place. And then we transition into the clothing area. But first, you have to stop and check out the therapeutic massagers that they have. And this is where you should bring a friend. You should bring a friend because you really should try these out before you purchase. And it just looks weird to try to do it yourself. So the clothing area is a lot of fun. They have the bamboo hats, of course, which you'll see people wearing proudly as they are drinking their way around EPCOT. They will also have, various shirts and dresses and shoes and you name it. They have it back here. Hats and scarves. Yoga socks. 5-toe socks, and I don't know, wooden sandals of some sort. I guess they're supposed to be therapeutic. Maybe they help you appreciate the shoes you already had. But I find that the kids' clothing here is the really spectacular standout thing, because this stuff's just so fun. And it's a good thing my kids are too big to fit in these items now, because they would totally be sporting these to the next holiday party. And then just as you exit the store, and this is also the main entrance to the store, but just as you exit the store, which is how I usually exit because I come in from that back entrance, you'll find all these holiday-related items and Chinese astrological items in here, featuring the year of the tiger and the year of the ram and the year of the dragon and so on and so forth. So what did you think? I just love the House of Good Fortune, and I hope that maybe this has inspired you to spend a little bit of time on your next trip to EPCOT Center. Make sure you just wander around the China Pavilion, even if you don't buy anything. It's worth spending an hour or two back here. Now it's time for our community connection. Each week, we feature a contribution from a member of our Here with the Magic community. Today, we're being treated to a wonderfully calming moment along the rugged but soothing coastline of Northern California's Pebble Beach, courtesy of Chris Blagg. Thank you, Chris, for sharing that with us. Do you have a moment you'd like to share with the community? To learn how you can have your video featured here on the show, send an email to Jason, that's me, at herewiththemagic.com. Remember, it need not be cinematic or from someplace exotic. We also love highlighting quiet moments of joy from close to home or even our own backyards. We'll take care of the editing. Next, we're headed to Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World, where it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy our favorite Disney films, characters, and songs in larger-than-life story and sound. Because now, it's showtime.
Welcome to Hollywood. Not a place on a map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream and wonder and imagine. A place where illusion and reality are fused by technological magic. We welcome you to a Hollywood that never was and always will be. Disney's Hollywood Studios presents Disney Movie Magic.
Now your host, Walt Disney.
Who's coming in? I feel what you have. All happened before. With every laugh, there must be a tear somewhere. I believe in this. From time to time, people ask me, which is the favorite of all the pictures that we've made? Well, it's the one that you're going to see right now.
My father cannot fight, so I will take his place.
What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander, son of Hua Zhou. Loyal, brave, and true. It is my duty to protect my family. I'm Hua Mulan. I will bring honor to us all.
The Grid, a digital frontier.
Dormammu, I come to bargain. Welcome to the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy.
The Garden of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Someone saving the galaxy again? I guess. Awesome! We're really gonna be able to jack up our pricing with two-time galaxy savers. So what should we do next? Something good? Something bad? Bit of both? Bit of both! Feels like Mary Poppins. Is he cool? Yeah, he's cool. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
At the core of Here with the Magic is our search for quiet moments of joy in Disney spaces, locations that have inspired attractions, pavilions, and lands featured in Disney parks, and places that simply resonate with the spirit of Disney. When we take the time to step away and pause, it turns out they're pretty easy to find, like this one captured for you from the boardwalk and boat launch at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. Want more Here with the Magic? I invite you to check out the hundreds of videos that you can find right here on the YouTube channel. I'd also love it if you took a moment to subscribe below and ring the bell so you're notified when new content becomes available. And if you're enjoying the shows, please consider sharing it with friends and family who might also like a moment or two away from the hustle and bustle of daily life. For those interested in being immersed in the sounds of our happiest places, please check out Soundscapes by Here with the Magic wherever you get your podcasts. You can also join us for community conversation on Facebook and Instagram. Finally, a special thanks to our cafe members who support Here with the Magic and make so much of this possible through their contributions and sharing. To find out how you can help support the show and to learn more about the special benefits of cafe membership, including the ability to participate in the live virtual studio recordings of our weekly show, head over to herewiththemagic.com/support. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please be safe, be well. I'll see you back here next Monday, where we'll be, as always, Here with the Magic.
Theme music again.
Maybe that's what I need.
Do the theme music.
I gotta get my jiggle going.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing.
A very peaceful backyard. Birds chirping. You can hear wind chimes sort of clanking. That doesn't sound like a very peaceful word. Chiming. Wind chimes chime.
Pish, pashu, do, shami, shamazel. Okay.
It looks like it's his head. Oh, wait a second. Does this... It does. I get it. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can turn it on.
We're just gonna go back. Okay, you ready? We're just... Hold on. Beep, 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 boop. Yeah, keep going. Okay, to Canada, people. Grab your poutine.
I don't know what it does. How do I know if I want to buy you, Mr. Bird? You want to buy me? Of course you want to buy me.